We have the all-new WWE 2K24 gameplay trailer. There are a ton of details in here, some changes that we need to note, and new legends that are coming to the game. The trailer begins with the ambulance match. Now, what is good about this is that you do get that entrance sequence with these gimmick matches like the ambulance match, and also what we'll show you in a second, they do show off the casket match. I like that little bit of detail in the beginning here. And as we've seen from other gameplay preview footage, you can do moves off the top of the ambulance, which is great. The trailer moves on to the shot of Ultimate Warrior and Hulk Hogan, brother. We have John Cena and Cody Rhodes, with Cody with his giant winged attire that he has for WrestleMania. The updated shot of Rhea Ripley. And as we do know from other preview footage, there's different versions of Rhea Ripley in the game. From WrestleMania 39, her current look, they've given you a couple of different ones to work with. We get better shots of HBK and Triple H. And Triple H looks to be the exact same model that we got in 2K23 for his 2008 look. And we can see here that we got Hogan versus Warrior at WrestleMania 6, so that's confirmed to be in the showcase. And as we've seen in the other footage, Rhea versus Charlotte is confirmed for the WrestleMania 39 match. And I like this shot here of Rhea Ripley as she's taking everything off of the announce table. But as we confirmed before, you got two different hairstyles for Rhea. So you got this one here for the Royal Rumble attire, and you have her WrestleMania hair from the previous shot. So you do get two different versions of her. Then we get a clean shot of Rhea throwing Becky Lynch through the announce table, and then they go into the backstage brawls, where, as we've seen with other preview footage, being able to throw weapons, throw the stop signs, you can do the ambulance match and finish it backstage, which I think is a really cool addition. And you can see LA Knight, yeah, he's throwing Solo Sikoa off the edge. The spotlight is there, so we're gonna be able to interact with that again like last year. The thing that disappoints me with backstage is that it's not a brand new environment. It's gonna get up to 4 players backstage, that's great. More weapon options, being able to use real glass. They're all nice little improvements and touches, but I wish that the whole environment was different. Yes, going up the elevator to the second floor is fun, but again, I wish that they were going to give you a brand new environment to play with. What's cool here with this shot is with LA Knight and Jimmy is that he's throwing his head onto the trash can. So I like the idea here that with some backstage elements, if the trash can is already propped up, then we're probably going to be able to at least interact with it this way. And then we get our first real glimpse of the casket match. Again, like the ambulance match, I like this opening sequence because they're giving you the referees bringing the casket down as the match is going to start. And then like the other preview, they show off HBK and Undertaker in a casket match. So the gameplay system here, it looks like it's going to be the exact same as ambulance match, where the ambulance match, you're smashing the buttons trying to close the doors. I think they're going to do the exact same thing here. As you can see, HBK is struggling to keep it open. So it's going to be that button mashing mechanic, just like ambulance match. And then you get the victory scene of Undertaker sitting on top of the casket. Now, the one thing I will say, I like the victory motion we saw with ambulance match where they climb up to the top. That looks really good. I wish, it's probably too hard to do, but I really wish they had authentic victory motions for certain people like Undertaker or Kane, and they had a particular casket match victory motion that was kind of close to them, because Undertaker sitting on a casket is just silly. Then the gameplay trailer moves into special guest referee, and as we saw with the original debut trailer, you got Randy Orton as a special guest referee in here. We're going to be able to also go in and create our own referee, and they do highlight that Randy Orton stops the count here for Solo, and then he hits him with an RKO. And as we go through, they do confirm that you got 200 plus superstars and legends. Now, one of the things I noted earlier was that they were talking in the original previews of how it's going to be like bigger than ever. They always want to make sure they tout how big the roster is going to be. But between legends and current roster, this could be and seems to be a very, very large game on the roster side. WWE didn't have a lot of releases in the last 12 months or 24 months. They had some, but it wasn't like years past where they would completely clean house. This is going to be very, very positive, and I think I'm pretty optimistic that the roster with those legends is going to be pretty fantastic. We've already seen the likes of Rick Rude confirmed in the game. It gives me hope that we're going to see other people like Mr. Perfect, for example. I love for them to add more to the legends list. And then what's cool too is that we get this shot of Rey Mysterio taking out the Judgment Day, and it's our first little glimpse here of the Judgment Day, but more importantly, I think they're showing off the multi-man springboard mechanic here, where you're going to be able to do a dive move on multiple superstars. There was some of this in the gameplay footage from 2K Next BMX makers when they got their hands on the game. And here this confirms it even further. You can do up to 3 people that you can do a dive onto. I really love that because they're all falling down. So the collision is better, and we saw this too with even the referee mechanics. So you're gonna be able to like do a move, and if you bump into the referee, they actually get hit and get knocked down. So the collision mechanics there are getting improved, and I love the multi-man takedown for this. I was really curious how they're gonna do this. I thought originally they would do it as like an OMG moment. They would have to set something up, but it looks like if you got just 3 people standing on the outside, you're gonna be able to just do a dive and hit everyone. And also to highlight here, Dominic Mysterio is somebody that a lot of people in 2K23 were bummed out because, well, he wasn't updated. We had old version of Dom, and then we never really got his current look of Dominic Mysterio with the longer hair. We had to rely on community creations, which is fantastic. But now you can see that we are getting the updated Dominic Mysterio. You're getting the longer hair Dom, which is great. So it's gonna be more up to date. And the trailer finishes off with 2 other pieces. The one to really note here, and I actually talked about this yesterday in the video about Brock Lesnar and Vince McMahon. Go check that one out after this whole video. But one of my predictions was they were gonna change the cover, and they did. So for the 40 Years of WrestleMania edition, they have updated the cover as I predicted. Bam, I got a win. It doesn't matter. They've swapped out Brock Lesnar and they've put John Cena on the cover. So a slight little change in Photoshop there. Everything else is the same, but yeah, they got rid of Brock, and they are for sure doing that. So the question I have with Brock Lesnar, and we talked about this again yesterday, is he gonna be fully removed from the game, or they're just gonna downplay it? As of right now, seems like they're just gonna downplay it. Removing from the cover is kind of what I expect. They removed Brock completely from Supercard. They're downplaying all of this. If Brock is going to be still in the game, and he's a part of Showcase because he has a lot of big WrestleMania matches, like he beat The Undertaker and defeat the Streak. So if they have Brock in the game, I kind of figure it's too late for them to completely rip him out and substitute something else back in. I think that's way too difficult. At this point, I think this is the best they can do. Plus, the 40 Years of WrestleMania edition is a digital version anyways, so it's simply just the cover art. So at this point, kind of makes me feel like we're not going to see any preview footage of Brock Lesnar with anything WWE or 2K related, and they're removed from the cover, but I would suspect he would still be in the game and he would still be part of the roster and in Showcase. That's my guess. And then we get a really cool bonus here at the very end. Muhammad Ali is going to be a playable character in the game, and he's not part of pre-order bonus or anything. They're just adding him in. So we've got the Muhammad Ali entrance here with the giant crowd shot that I really like. And then you get a close-up of Muhammad Ali in the game. You are going to get the Nightmare Family Pack with all the My Faction bonuses, but Muhammad Ali is also going to be included as just part of the base game, it seems. And to highlight yesterday too, 2K released a screenshot here of Chelsea Green, so you can see her. They've given us her WrestleMania attire. It's nice that it's like barely up to date of Chelsea Green, so I like that. I wish that we were going to get Samantha Irving calling things for the ring announcer. We're not going to. It doesn't seem like the ring announcers are going to change, but I'm happy to see Chelsea Green is in the game, confirmed, and the model, the attire, it looks really good. I just want to see the full entrance. I also want to highlight the screenshot they captured just the other day of China because it references WrestleMania 15. That's what the attire that China wore here when it was the Kane versus Triple H match. So my thinking is that this is going to be another showcase match at WrestleMania. Triple H was using the D-Generation X theme song at this time, and he jumped Kane at the very beginning of the match, so we didn't get the full entrance of Triple H. So what did you think of the gameplay trailer? Here's my criticism. No information yet on Universe Mode, My GM, My Faction. It's a little bit more flushed out from the original trailer that also teased all of the new match types too. Now, I don't doubt that we're gonna get more trailers coming down the pipe. They might even have small dedicated 30-second ones that they're gonna go more in depth on Universe Mode and My GM and My Faction, but I was kind of hoping that they would show us something there for the other modes. They also need to show off things like Creation Suite. They might do what they did last year, which is they would have the 2K marketing team doing the small 30-minute things on Twitch where they're gonna have a little bit more in-depth when it comes to, say, updates to Creation Suite. But I was really hoping to see a little bit more when it comes to the main modes of the game. And for 2K24's gameplay, it's got me excited because there's a lot of details in there that they keep updating, and the devs have continued to talk to us about of what's changed and what's gonna be added to the game. Now, if you guys want to talk more about that, here's this video because this goes into all of the small details and updates that are pretty cool and exciting for the game. Have a great day. See ya.